Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in Undead Horde War. You all know the drill. I'm going to feature my 6 war flags with commentary. I've mentioned in previous videos before, but I am a member of the Praetorian Guardians. We are a top 25 alliance. We're actually looking for 1 member, so if you are looking for a new alliance that goes up against some tough competition in wars, hit me up on the Line app or on Discord. I am also a member of the Guardians family of alliances, where we've got 17 total alliances. We have another top 100 alliance, Guardians Whoop Ass, where we're looking for a few members. So if you and a couple of your friends are looking for a new alliance, hit me up on the Line app or Discord. And then we've also got a bunch of mid-level alliances and lower level alliances. So really, no matter what type of player you are, I am sure that we could find you a new home if you are looking for a new alliance. Without further ado, let's get into my 6 war flags. With my first flag, we're going to bring a pretty passive team up against this Chunky Roy tank team. I've got Nautica, who will help speed up Grimsteel and Ixen. Ixen will wither away the attack of everybody, and then Grimsteel increases my attack and defense growth, of course. I've got Diachan as another healer in case if I can't get any blue tiles, and then I've got Sartana as a hard-hitting sniper who will also help dispel with just her regular tile damage, and that's because of her superior masterclass talents. Let's see how this first flag goes. Not a great board for blues, unfortunately. I think I'm going to start off with the 3 greens right up the middle. Let's match the 3 yellows now so I can match 4 purples next turn. Cool. Actually, before we do that, let's match 3 purples first up the middle before they get separated. And actually, let's match the 3 blues here first. Nice cascading. Let's match the reds and purples here now. That'll give me Diachan and Sartana. Let's use Diachan right now. I'm actually going to hold on to Sartana for a moment, I think. Let's match the 4 blues. I'm going to match the 3 yellows up against Wukong so I can match some blues next turn. Let's use Sartana against... Actually, I'm going to wait for Chunky Roy to go off again, I think. Alright, let's hit the blue dragon. Actually, let's use Sartana first in case if I get a purple up there. But the blue dragon should give me Grimsteel at least. I don't, and Ixen. I don't know about Nautica because of the negative mana generation. Yeah, but at least we can heal and get some attack growth and defense growth, and then Ixen will wither away the attack for everybody. Now, let's match the 3 blues up the middle. Chunky Roy's dead. Awesome. Thaffer is about to go off, but it'll be much less damage because of the wither that they have and then the defense growth that I have. Alright. Now, let's match the 3 reds up the middle, see if I can get a blue. We did get a blue, not in the right spot, but I'll take it. Let's match the 3 blues up the middle so I can get Grimsteel and Ixen. Definitely more concerned about the 2 on the right. So I'm going to use Ixen on the right side over here. And let's match the 3 purples this way. Yeah, that damage they're doing from their specials is pretty low now that they've got some Wither, and I've got quite a bit of defense growth also. That was a lot of damage taken, so unfortunately... Gonna ghost some tiles up the middle. Nice cascade with the blues. Don't set off Zaffer again. It's alright. Diachin's got her special again. So does Nautica. Stay alive, everybody. Thank you. Although Nautica's mana just got reduced. Let's hit the yellow diamond. Nice with the purple. That frost damage is really killing me. Alright, let's match the 3 blues. That should give me Nautica. Perfect. Everybody stay alive. Thank you. Let's use Nautica. Definitely did not account for the frost damage enough, I think. Please do not revive again. Thank you. Let's match the 3 purples this way. Reviving again, because that's what cats do. Timer is going, so we definitely got to get this battle moving here. Alright, the cat is finally dead. Nautica's going to be dying within the next couple turns, probably. Although the minion will help. Just going to ghost tiles over here on the right. If I run out of time, I'm going to be really annoyed. I think I'm going to start attacking Freyawaru since I don't want them to continue to overheal. And Wukong's damage will be pretty low the rest of the battle, even with the damage multiplier because of my defense growth. Yeah, even with the critical, only 1,044 damage against Nautica. Who is still alive, not that the frost damage is done for. Nice cascading. Got all my blue specials. We'll be able to get my purples next turn. And this should finally do it. Awesome. We are 1 for 1 to start off this war, and that was with a team that had like a 900 total lower team power than the team I was going up against, so very happy with that. With my next flag, we're going to go up against this Fergus tank team. They've also got a Gongoth and Bearded at the flanks, and then they've got Astrid and Glusmer on the wings. I haven't had to go up against a team like this in quite some time, so we are, of course, going to bring my Woodland Fawns and Astral Dwarves, who will have a 100% chance to resist the negative mana effects from Fergus, and they're actually going to gain mana each time that Fergus goes off, so I like to tile dump up against Fergus. The counters for Bernadette, I've got Ceres and Salamis, who both have a silencing effect with their specials. Bramble is going to be my primary healer, which I need to put the defensive troop on him first. And let's put the attacking troop on Isidore. Let's see how this second flag goes. Alright, so like I said, when I go up against Fergus tanks with teams like this, I just like to tile dump as much as possible, try to create as many cascades as possible also, but really focusing on tile dumping up against him. Need to stay away from Bernadette, obviously. I'm going to start off with the 3 yellows, I think. vertically to see if I can maybe get a green tile. Alright, that'll do. Let's match the 3 greens now. I'll probably match the purples next turn. Nice cascade of purples also. Not that it really matters since I don't have any purples. Let's match the 3 yellows up against Fergus. Alright, he's going to go off this next coming turn. Let's match the 3 yellows, sending off that cascade of purples. Got a bunch of reds we're going to be able to use also. Nice. I'm going to use Salnus against Asteroid. Let's start doing some damage to her. Nice cascade with the greens. Let's use Bramble. And then I'm going to match the 3 greens vertically. Gongot's about to go off. Let's match the 3 greens on the left over here. Nice cascade with the greens. That's going to set off Fergus again. Awesome, although I've got everybody's mana anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I am going to use Heigl first on Astrid. This should kill her. Awesome. Now, let's use the main part of Isidore on Bernadette. Gongoth is dead. Now, let's use... I might wait a turn to use Ceres. I can't really tell if Bernadette's mana is 50% or higher. It's very close, so I think I'm just going to wait one turn and play it safe. And, because if I hit her with Ceres, then it might only hit her. So let's just do something safe so that Glusmer doesn't go off. I'm just going to match like the 3 blues up top over here. Alright, now she's definitely over 50% mana. So let's use Ceres. And actually, we could use Bramble too to cleanse. Alright, everybody got hit and everybody's silenced. Cool. Let's match these yellows to set off the cascade of purples, and Fergus is dead. Let's match these 3 reds over here. We've got Isidore. We're going to use the main part of Isidore on Bernadette. And this might end the battle, actually. Nope. Bernadette is still hanging on by a thread, but Salnus is definitely going to be able to kill Bernadette. Awesome. All right, we are 2 for 2 now. With my 3rd flag, we're going to bring a team that has 2 of the safely cleansing Mega Minions with Kolya and Rosalind. That will help with the Moth Dust from Satin Pimenter. It'll help with the silencing from Song Jiang, the Arctic Core damage from Thravaldi. I've got Silverpaw for the Everlasting Greed. I've got Fungustine as another healer, and then Grovert for the Mega Fiend. Let's see how this 3rd flag goes. I am going to start off with the 3 reds, I think. So I can take advantage of matching the yellows on the right the next turn. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah. Nice cascading so that I can get 4 greens. Although Grovert has Moth Dust, unfortunately, for how many turns? 2 more turns. I'm going to match the 4 blues. Actually, you know what? I think I might still match these 4 greens, because I need to get one of my Mega Minions going from either Rosalind or Kolya. Let's match the 3 yellows on the bottom here. I'm going to hit the green dragon, which will make it so I can match 3 more yellows the next turn. Really trying to get one of them off before Song Jiang, although there's going to be a massive cascade. Damn it. With the yellows and then the reds. I think I need to do it. Nice cascade with the greens at least. Alright, Song Jiang, hit the left side, please. Although Rosalind's a cleric class, so she might have had a chance to avoid it anyway. Now, let's hit the red dragon. I think, actually, Fungustine and Kolya are silenced anyway. Let's match the 3 blues. That'll set off a cascade of 3 greens, which will give me Grovert. Nice cascade of yellows also to get Silverpaw. Let's put the Mega Fiend on Astrid. And then I'll put the Everlasting Greed on Satin Pimenter, I think. Yeah. Now, it does have a chance to get cleansed when Song Jiang and Li Q have a critical hit from their specials, though. Alright. Now, let's match the 3 purples over here. The silence should be wearing off over the next turn or 2, and actually it did just wear off. Perfect. Let's heal with Fungustine, and then I'm going to use Kolya. Astrid's about to go off, so let's throw some tiles up against her and move that 1 yellow tile over. Let's match the 3 yellows up against Astrid. I'd like for Song Jiang not to go off for another turn or 2, but I really don't have any options of matching any tiles anywhere else. I've got the 3 yellows, which would give me Rosalind, which would be nice. You know what? Let's match the 3 blues on the left. That's not going to set off Song Jiang unless there's a cascade with the purples underneath. But this should also set off Li Q, which actually would be good, since he won't be able to give himself Taunt. I believe Taunt is the first part of his special. Exactly. He couldn't give himself Taunt because of that. Awesome. Alright. Song Jiang's going to go off anyway. Let's match the 3 yellows up against him. This might be enough to kill him. Not quite, but maybe a Mega Minion hit. And no. Alright, let's use Rosalind to heal. Definitely need that. Astrid's dead. Perfect. And now, I'm going to tile dump and hit this red diamond. Nice cascade of greens. That's going to kill Song Jiang. So Rivaldi's almost dead, but he's going to go off first. But that's okay. Like I said, I've got the safely cleansing Mega Minions. Let's match the 3 purples up the middle. That'll set off a cascade of yellows. I mean greens. And then yellows actually after. And we're going to have everybody special. All right. I'll put the Mega Fiend on Satin Pimenter since Li Q is more damaged. And I think I'm just going to Ghost Tiles on the right over here. We'll put a Mega Fiend on Lee Q. And he is dead from the Mega Fiend, and we are 3 for 3 now. With my 4th flag, we're going to go up against this Phrygian tank team. They've also got Fafnir, Sung Jiang, Toon Richard, and Gardared. They have 2 Moths, so I am bringing all Astral Dwarves and Woodland Fawns, who will have a 100% chance to resist the Moth Dust from them, and they will actually gain mana each time Moth Dust is even attempted on them. I've got Orker here as my primary healer, who also does give us some attack growth. Vard withers away attack and defense growth when he goes off. I've got Peregrine as another strong attack 3 hitter. Tamlin and Ascian as some attack all hitters. Let's see how this 4th flag goes. I am going to start off with the greens and reds on the right to set up that cascade of blues as well, I think. Yeah. Let's match the yellows and blues up the middle, I think. Or do I want to stay away from Phrygian for a little bit, maybe? Yeah, let's match the purples up against Toon Richard. Let's match the yellows and blues now, I think. Yeah. Nice cascading, although mostly tiles I didn't need. Let's use Orker to heal and to give me some of the attack growth. Let's match the blue diamond, I think. Yeah. Now I'm going to probably try to stay away from Ferdinand to allow the taunt to wear off. Let's match the 3 blues up against Richard. I'm going to match the 3 purples up against Gardared. Would love for Vard's special to be full, but... Alright, now we're going to use Orker first. Give me the attack growth on top of the heal. Let's use Tamlin right now. And then I'm going to attack the 3 on the left with Ascian and then Peregrine. Cool. That did quite a bit of damage. And Sung Jiang and Fafnir are silenced. I am next going to match the 3 purples. I did not want that cascade. It's alright. Let's hit the blue diamond, which will give me Orker back. And that was enough to kill Sung Jiang. Awesome. And the taunt got dispelled. I'm actually not quite sure. Oh, you know what? Vard and Orker, Astral Dwarves, have a family bonus that has a chance to dispel a buff at the end of each turn. That's what happened. All right, let's use Vard first for the Withering, and then Ascian, and then Peregrine on the 3 on the right here. I should have used Orker first for the attack growth. That was kind of silly, but it doesn't really matter because this battle is going to be over with this probably, and it is. All right, we are 4 for 4 now, and I still get my minions. With my 5th flag, we're going to go up against this Gurik tank team. They've also got Regin, Fafnir, Li Q, and Orakork. I've got Ruan Zelki, who is a priority dispeller, which will work up against Gurik's Slime Revive and everything else. I've got Regin, who is a priority dispeller, and then also makes it so that 3 enemies cannot gain any new buffs. I've got Bartholomew, who has the harvesting of buffs. I've got Astrid as a healer and reviver, and I've got Hathor in here with the wizard troop, who will get her special in 6 tiles because of the 34% mana increase generation she gets between the troop with 20%, 5% from her costume bonus, 5% from the bard bonus from Astrid, and then 4% from the sorcerer talent node. All right, let's see how this 5th flag goes. I just want like one really good board this war. This one isn't terrible, but definitely not ideal. Let's start off with the 3 purples up against Gurik. I'm probably going to have to try to tile dump as much as possible, I think. I don't want Li Q going off before I can use my dispellers, or do I want to match the 3 purples up top so I can match the reds up against Li Q? It is going to obviously make him go off quicker, but yeah. Awesome. Now we've got some more reds, although Hathor, of course, has Moth Dust. That's cool. Let's match the reds and yellows together here. All right. Let's match, or rather hit the green dragon. That will give me Hathor. And Regin. Nice. All right, let's use Regin on the right side over here, away from the counterattacks of Regin and Fafnir. And then I'm going to use Hathor, which will give me Bartholomew with the mana boost. And make it so that I cannot gain any new ailments for the next few turns. That ailment... Oh, because of the reflect. Damn it, from... Alright, that's fine. I am going to hold off on using Bartholomew. Let's match the 3 purples over here on the bottom. Has a lot of molten core damage, damn. Let's use Bartholomew on the right side over here, I think. I'm going to use it on the left side over here. He's going to get a little bit of counterattack, but we're going to take away the Slime Revive from Fafnir with the harvesting, because the Mega Fiend's going to kill him next turn. All right, now let's match the 3 reds up against Gurik. Nice cascade with the yellows. Hathor's going to die, but maybe Astrid can revive her. Gurik is dead, so that's good. Of course, Fafnir is going to revive with the fighter class. Alright, let's use Astrid. Let's use Ruan Zelki first, and do I want to wait to use Astrid until after... No, let's use Astrid first, because the potential for 20% less damage. Although, I might be able to kill WQ with these red tiles. So close. Alright, Li Q's dead from the counterattack. Let's use Regin on the left side over here. And see if Fafnir revives again. They did not. Awesome. Okay. Alright. Yeah, Regin's going to be dead this next turn. Perfect. And we are 5 for 5 now. With my last flag, we're going to go up against this Wusong Tank team. They've also got Li Q, Bramble, Naeem, and Sun Erniang. I've got Sable as a reviver slash healer and cleanser, Sung Jiang and Hong Di as some hard attack 3-hitters, Dia Chan as another healer and minion giver, and Medea for the shifting mindless attack. And then, of course, Dia Chan's minions do also steal buffs as well, which will help against Li Q's taunt. And then I think it actually works against Bramble's effect where mana is gained after 3 turns. All right, let's see how this last flag goes. I am going to start off with the 3 purples on the right, I think, before those get separated. All right, finally got a cascade with some colors I needed. Now, let's match the reds and yellows all the way on the left together. That will set off a cascade of purples. Nice cascade of purples with the diamond and some blues. What a cascade. I will certainly take that. All right, let's use Dia Chan first. And then I'm going to use Medea. Just kidding. I'm going to wait for the taunt to wear off. So we're not going to use anything right now. I'm going to match the 3... Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to match the 3 yellows on the left up against Li Q. Perfect. Alright, taunt is gone. It was actually stolen by Sable's minion. Alright, now let's use Sable. I'm going to use the shifting mindless attack on Bramble. Actually, I don't think shifting mindless attack works on him. Or he has a 75% chance to resist it because of that Woodland Fawn bonus. I know that 75% chance to resist mana reductions and mana status ailments. It's actually not a mana status ailment, so it actually will work against him. It's those heroes that affect the use of special skill, like somebody that blocks silencing and stuff like that. So, all right, that worked out good. Now, let's hit the blue diamond. Not quite enough to kill Li Q, but we should be able to kill him now. Let's use Hogni first and see if that's enough to kill him. He does actually damage to red also. Okay. Now let's use Sung Jiang on the right side over here, which will silence the 2 of them. Of course, Naeem dodged it. All right. Let's... How many more turns is this shifting mindless attack for? 2 more turns. Okay, fine. Let's ghost the 3 blues here. I'm going to hit the purple diamond, which will give me my purple specials back. Maybe not Medea, actually. There's nothing ghosted, but I think I want to do it anyway. Yeah. And I'm hoping Bramble sends that shifting mindless attack over to Naeem. Got a 33% chance, and I went over to Sun Erniang. That's alright. We should still be okay this battle. Let's use Dia Chan first. Before I match those blues on the right, I'm going to wait to see if I can steal the counterattack. We stole something part of the counterattack. There's like 2 effects from it. Yeah, not the main part. Let's match the 3 reds up against Sun Erniang since she's silenced anyway. Alright, now there's no counterattack on Naeem. Perfect. And of course he dodged part of that. Let's use Hogni on the right side here. Alright, he's dead. Let's use Sung Jiang on Bramble. Match the 4 purples here. He's dead, and Sun Erniang is about to die as well. Awesome, and I went 6 for 6 that war. Very happy with this war's performance. Right now we've got 4880 points, and we've got 56 flags left. They've got 3837 with 54 flags left. So we have a 2 flag advantage, plus over 1,000 points higher than them. So this is definitely looking like it's going to be a beatdown. From a leaderboard perspective, I'm probably on top right now. Yeah, I'm at top 327 since I went 6 for 6. Looking very good this war. Great job to the Praetorian Guardians. Let me know how your Undead Horde war went, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.